Okay, hello everybody. I'm in the city, this huge, enormous city, one of the biggest cities in Canada, Vancouver. Coming to you live from a cafe because I'm just here. Just driving along, stuck in traffic, couldn't get back to the place I'm staying at here, so just going live. Let's just roll. So, hey Natalie. So I guess immediately the first thing is, hey Todd, any new footage? No. Do you have any new footage? Have I seen any new footage? No. I'm working for new footage. I'm working for new success. But anyways, first, hey everybody. First thing I'll talk about is my website's back up. DiscoveringBigfoot.org is the website now. And thanks to a new friend, Phil, who got it all organized and set up, I'm very grateful. And all the other people working, Amanda and Danielle and all the other people helping out. So if you had an encounter or you have new footage or if you have new footage, call me. I'd love to see it. But if you've had an encounter with Sasquatch, you can contact me at discoveringbigfoot.org. That's the website now. So the form's back up and running. What's going on here? Where's the camera? How do I do this? Okay. Looking great, stress-free, not even close, happiest life ever, but life goes on. So what's really good is the expeditions for this year are really coming together. And hey, from the UK, Rich, and tons of people are jumping on board, helping out. Lots of new people in the cooperation. I can't believe how lucky I am. I'm so fortunate to. Gosh, I look like I just rolled out of bed here. I've had a crazy day. I'm not really a fan of big cities. I don't know how you people handle it. So yeah, Bigfoot's not gonna recognize me, right? So maybe I'll grow the beard by the time I get back out in the bush. But I don't really miss it that much. It was time for a change, and there's so much stuff going on in my life. Everything's. Thanks, Dan. Never say best footage. You know what we say, Dan? Dan says here you have the best footage. We never say best. I don't want to make it a competition. You can say I have great footage and you love my footage and stuff like that, but let's not make it the best. I did a little competition on my YouTube channel just because you can have a survey, and just for fun, I should have never done it. I did what footage you think is better, the Patterson footage or mine. And it seemed innocent at the time, but now I'm not happy I did that because I just don't want a best competition. I don't even like that. I don't like that. The whole concept of being better than somebody else. We're all just different, and I don't like that term. So, oh my God, the beard. No, I know it's crazy, huh? It's totally crazy. So, I do this. I'm one of those weird, crazy dads. That's just crazy about his children, crazy. And I do this thing where I do something good for my son, like he really appreciates it. So I ask him for neck kisses, and he puts his neck up like this, and I kiss his neck. And when I had a beard, it was a beard rubbing his neck, and I kissed him. But anyways, he says it's much worse with this gristle face. So it's crazy, right? I'm the craziest. My children are so important to me, and I'm just crazy about my children. And so that's a lot to do with the difficulty in my life right now. But let's do some Sasquatch stuff. You guys are such good therapy. I love you guys, the way you have your questions, and you guys are so awesome. Why does Jake look so much like a costume? I don't know. This is from 97 Bronx. Dude, it doesn't, I mean, I look at the footage and it blows my mind. I mean, I was there and I know it's real, but I don't think he looks so much. It just, there's some photographs where the lighting's crap and he looks larger than life, and I don't know. There's some of the same videos in the same moments look more real than others, and I don't know. The light's weird. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a costume though. What's my day job? I was on parental leave, and my other job that I had before, I worked at a mill because my whole life went south. I was relying on networks, and Survivor Man helped me with a TV show deal, and the movie cost so much money. I lost so much financially. I damaged myself so badly financially with the movie and with the Sasquatch stuff that I had to go work at a mill for 3 years, which I was very grateful to do. But yeah, so I'm hoping to be a Sasquatch researcher. I would have done it if I hadn't had this enormous, disastrous thing, personal thing happen in my life. I was making it, and I still am. I got so much good stuff going on. Tony, the research center. I'm sorry, this is the big city. It's so loud here. The research center's coming along good. I tell you, Tony, I'd have it done and everything be going so well with it. So now it's just I'm taking it slow. If you want to come on expeditions, go to the expedition page. If you want to make a donation to be part of it, please, by all means, go to the website again, discoveringbigfoot.org, or you can find me on Patreon. And yeah, who's this man? Chain reaction, right? So crazy. Love your videos, Todd, Steve. People say I look like Bigfoot. Well, Bigfoot could be handsome. That's cool. What's wrong with that, right? Where's this darn camera here that I keep putting my thumb in front of? Why don't you go meet Nefertilia with Sasquatch Ontario? You know, I don't travel so much. It makes me thin when I go to places, and it's so much time and expense, and you got to start from ground zero. It takes time to habituate a species. When you go study gorillas, it takes 8 years to habituate them. I'll tell you, I think Sasquatch can be more difficult than that. So I've had over a decade in radium, and I've done like 5 or 6 years. What am I? 6 years in Nordegg. And it's still, even Nordegg and radium, these two locations I go to, are spreading myself thin. I really want to focus on radium now. So haven't been to a live stream in a few weeks. Nice seeing you here. Thanks, Michael. So zooming in on your face is amazing. Yeah, thanks. You know, I think Bigfoot would prefer you with the beard, Todd. I agree. And when I go out on expeditions, I get facial hair that'll grow and stuff. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. The beard's a funny thing, right? So, Todd, you people standing. Thank you for that. Hey, Todd, giving you a shout out from San Diego. You look more relaxed. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I come here and talk to you guys because let's just do Sasquatch. Let's talk wilderness stuff. Let's talk wildlife. Let's talk any updates working with Anne. Yeah, there's little things going on, but I don't know. We'll see. People are telling me they know Anna, and so I don't know. And there's another animal communicator that I might be talking to. So I still have my hair. There you go. Yes, Michael. You know, there's a tracker thing. You got to have long hair to be a tracker. You should look that up. They did a thing where a long time ago, this is back in the Vietnam era, where they took native people and they cut their hair and put them in Vietnam, and they were not as good. And they did an experiment where they did 2 people with comparable skills, and they cut one person's hair military style and left the other guy's hair, and the other guy that had hair had significantly better, he kept all his skills, and the other guy lost his skills. So you know, it's something, and my teacher told me that, you know, and it's in the Bible too. You know, Samson cut his hair and stuff. So did you know gorillas use their awful smells to communicate? Secretions, urine, like seep through glands and skin. Do you think Bigfoot does the same because they always reported to smell bad? Well, Reed, they're not always reported to smell bad, but the way I see it, when a Sasquatch can't get your attention, he throws rocks at you, he runs around, and people are so blind, I think it's kind of like the last thing. It's like, man, I really had to get mad and then excrete smell and go downwind so this guy could smell me. So yeah, I think they're interacting with people a lot more. I think people don't realize how much interactions are going on. I think people are a lot blinder to Sasquatch. Hey, Danielle. Trouble finding me? Sorry, I don't know. The signal seems to be good. I'm just at a nice restaurant in downtown Vancouver, Canada. It's a big city in Canada, a big city in North America. So how much would it cost to go with you looking for Sasquatch? I do 1 week-long expeditions, Michael, and you can go to the expedition page. I have 3,500 listed there, and you know, we'll start there. So figure it out. When people come back, it changes, because basically when I go out with somebody and we have a good relationship, which happens 90% of the time, they've been trained, they have skills, I know what their skill level's at. I mean, I'm sending people that have been on expeditions with me this year. I'm sending people up alone to where survivor men film the top of the head of the Sasquatch in radium. Lots of people. Like, I got like 6 dudes that are just so badass. They can't wait to get up there. I'm sending them up there, and they're going to spend up 3 days, a week, whatever they want to do. Can you imagine that? The spot where survivor men film the top of the head of a Sasquatch. I'm sending people up there. I'll walk them up there and leave them there alone for as long as they want, alone in crazy awesome Sasquatch habitat. So just there are things that are going on. There's levels that we're getting to. So and you get a lot with my exhibitions. It's all expenses paid, food, electric bikes, everything's there. It's really an enormous expense doing expeditions. It's not cheap, and yeah, Bigfoot will have an uncanny valley vibe appearance because they look so much like us. Yeah. Hey, bro, how about becoming a member of your cooperation? Just make a donation, or send us an email. Help out, please, Carolyn. There's so many ways. If you can't afford to make a $20 a month, if you can't easily and comfortably afford $20 a month, do not donate. I don't want to be taking people's last dollar. This is that donation amount is for people that can really, really afford it. If you can afford more, please, by all means. You'll get to talk to me. And you're a member of the cooperation. I'll give you tons of stuff. I mean, that's enormous, helping out like that. But and I'm calling people and talking to people. It's been a lot, but and that's it's big. And if you can't afford it, there's other things you can do. Sharing videos, telling people about us. I don't know, Amanda and Danielle, and there's a bunch of other people that are helping out so much. So, if you can't afford it, but you have time and if you're passionate about it, send us an email, right? BigfootEncounters@gmail.com or NorthBigfoot@gmail.com. Now that I've lost my beard, you have to change your name to Discovering Todd. Yeah, it's true. Thanks, Chain Reaction. Lindsay says, can you imagine the name of the researcher photo published last weekend? Okay. Hi from Pennsylvania. Have your kids seen Sasquatch? No. No, my little boy's been around a Sasquatch a few times, but he gets really scared. It's funny because my little boy's really brave and he's awesome. I just love him to death. He's just the most incredible person to me in the world. I'm absolutely crazy about my son. But in the beginning, he was very brave, and when he was young, he was very like a daredevil. When you have a dad like me, though, that I rock climb, I skydive, I mountain bike down crazy trails and snowboard down black diamonds, after a while it gets hard on him because yes, he's trying to keep up. Of course, I'm not going down the hard stuff, but he always sees there's a level that dad can go to that he doesn't go to. So he's learned to be cautious, and I love that about him. And he's seen bears out in the wilderness, and that stuff's a little scary to him. So he's very cautious, and I want him to be that way. So he's very good-hearted and cautious, and so when he gets around a Sasquatch, when a Sasquatch are there, he's very nervous, and he usually wants to go. And by all means, if he wants to go home, he goes home. He's my sweet little boy. I love him to death. Thanks, Kendra. I'm glad you caught me live. 40 is the new 30, Todd. Thanks, guys. What happened to the beard? Yeah, it's just gone. So just a change, that's all. You ever think about a tree stand? Oh, man, tree stands are painful. I don't like being up in trees. And no, I don't do tree stands because, a Sasquatch will watch you come into their territory, set up a tree stand, and go up in the tree stand, You're not dealing with... they're just so intelligent. I don't think a tree stand would be good. So, hi from New Zealand. Hey, noticed Bigfoot is left or right-handed? And yeah, no idea, right? Good question though. But yeah, I don't know what left or right-handed. That's man. Yeah, I don't know. When you're out, does a ghillie suit work good, or do they sense you? No, ghillie suits. I use it's actually if you want to hide your energy and your signature, there's a hex suit, human electromagnetic concealment suits, and they work amazing, I think. So I used to have a lead-lined ghillie suit is what I used. So that sounds crazy, but think about it, people. There's feelings, there's energy you put out, and hex suits are awesome. Hey, Utah, how's it going? I love Utah. Thoughts on Mount St. Helens video? I don't remember it now. Was that a long time ago? Yeah. Beard for kids equals must. Is this Todd? This is Todd. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the beard's weird, right? So, and really, man, I look so different without a beard. Load the city forever, mountain girl. I don't try to load the city. I don't want to, yeah, I live in a small town now, and I've lived there for so long. And when I go to places like, oh my God, Los Angeles was like a concrete jungle. It scared me. I don't know. I feel in the city there's much less nature. It's nature, and I feel attracted to nature. And yeah, so, but no disrespect. I grew up in a city, not a huge city, but a city. So my footage looks 100% authentic. Thank you so much for that, Eric Scott. All my coworkers laughed when I showed them the footage. Yeah, shmeh. We get laughed at, whatever. It doesn't bother me though. I'm walking around telling people the earth is round. They laugh at me and say it's flat. And I know it's round. I've seen it. It's round. Sasquatch are real. No apologies for that. Love your work. Been watching and studying for years. Thanks. Hey, thanks, Robert. Just looking for a question. Thoughts on those 2 giant wolf black videos? I don't know. I saw one giant wolf video that looked very real and authentic. Somebody showed me that a long time ago. Do they migrate? I don't think so. I think they're pretty territorial, but they'll move for food sources. I mean, it's going to change everywhere. The Sasquatch are not like, they're not going to be something you can easily stereotype. They're going to be different individuals that do different things. For example, they're going to move for the salmon. And when the salmon are gone, they're going to move back away. So they're going to follow the food sources. That much I'm sure of. And that's just the way the world works, right? So the bears do that. And they're going to follow the food sources. Why not? But they do brilliant things like a guy I did a video about last week. I'm not naming his name still because he's just an awesome guy. But if you didn't see the last week video, I'm sure you all have. You guys are awesome fans. But he took me to a spot and convinced me that the salmon are bloody. The Sasquatch are taking the salmon, wrapping them in sphagnum moss, running up the mountain with them, and putting them in the permafrost. So they freeze because salmon will go rotten, right? And the salmon, if you're a bear or an eagle or just an animal, the salmon will eventually go rotten when they spawn, right? Not if you're a Sasquatch and you put them up in the permafrost, then you freeze them. They'll last for months and months till the next salmon spawning, right? Hello from Cornwall, Ontario. I was a little kid. I was in Cornwall, Ontario for a few years. I have family there that I haven't spoken to in decades. I support you, send you those acknowledgements of Sasquatch species. However, larger groups of human will corrupt with their agenda. Very concerned. I'm very concerned too. I totally agree with you, Susan. I'm very concerned about that. It's going to be up to us to make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm very concerned. So, dude, jump on the ferry and come to the island. I would love to. Ferry's $100. Yeah, I got so much stuff going on, and I got to get back to work. There's so many. Thanks, Daniel, for putting up the website. I got to get back home pretty soon. I feel you should try to take a lady that speaks to animals with you some trips. Yeah, Caroline, totally. I need to do that. I agree, man. Can you imagine? That would move this research forward light years. And I have a couple people that are in contact with her a bit. So yeah, that's a dream come true, and I'm working for that. So that's what the funding really does, is it gets those things happening. You can't do anything without money. I can't do this without money, and I can't. It bothers me that you have to do that, but you gotta get the money to move forward. So if I had a show, like a Discovering Bigfoot TV show, I would use that money. The research would move forward so awesome and so fast, but networks are so wishy-washy. I deal with networks every month, and they're pathetically wishy-washy. That's why I'm dealing with awesome boots on the ground people like you. You people are like grassroots, and that's I just love talking to people all day and stuff. How fast do you think an infant would grow into maturity? Just as fast as a human being, Emperorosm. They're big, but it still takes them, the same amount of time to be mature as a human. Humans, gorillas, orangutans are all very similar with the way they grow. I'm starting to research animal communication, watching Terry Steuben to learn more. Hey, good, Cappy McCappy. Awesome. Sorry, biggest shopping center. Can you mention the name of researcher from the photo your video took last week? Thank you. Oh, Lindsay. Can I mention his name? No. He just wants to be... You know what? Send me an email at northbigfoot@gmail.com and say please. And I'll consider it. I don't know. So people, you know what? Actually, you know what, Lindsay? No, don't do that, because let the guy's been hated on and chastised and mocked. He just kind of wants to be left alone. Let's just leave him alone. I don't know. Unless you have some special reason. He lives in British Columbia. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I can't say enough good things about him, and he just wants to be left alone. He's just such a good, wholesome, awesome dude, and when you get into the limelight with me, a lot of stuff can come your way, and lots of people, and I don't know. He just doesn't want that. What would I do with unlimited funds? With unlimited funds, I'd have blimp drones up in the air, just like you've seen on Discovering Bigfoot and Survivor Man, and like I do on expeditions. I'd have a Sasquatch come around me, like I often have happen, and the blimp drones with thermal cameras would follow the Sasquatch around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year. We'd follow them. I'd have 2 blimp drones with thermal cameras and a team of people in a trailer watching them every day, hunt elk, forage, defecate, see where their scat is, get scat samples. Unlimited funds gets this done. So, it gets this done, finished. And isn't that frustrating? If I just would have got back what I put into the documentary, Discovering Bigfoot, if I'd have got that $400,000 back. This research, that's what I'd be doing. I'd have blimp drones in the air. I'd make another movie that's going to absolutely blow your mind, where you're going to see Sasquatch hunting the elk and Sasquatch foraging and getting scat samples and having them analyzed. I mean, money, it's always about money. If it wasn't for Louis Leakey, we wouldn't know anything about gorillas, you know? He funded Jane Goodall, he funded Diane Fossey, he did really important work. Louis Leakey is a hero, he's an amazing guy, and it's because of him that we know about gorillas and we know about chimpanzees and orangutans. So good for him, love the guy. Hey Todd, love what you're doing. What are the Sasquatch in your pics look so different? Yeah, they're just different individuals. I talk about this a lot. Yeah, just like people, and I don't really think they look that different. If you actually pulled them together and put them in one spot, you'd see they really don't look that different. Their bodies are the same, their noses are extremely similar, their eye shape. So to me, it was just little phenotypes that were different, but ultimately, what you're dealing with is a young male in Jake, I think a very young female in Jane, which is video 4, and then the badass black-looking guy. He's just an old, cranky dude, and he was so angry at me. That's really what I think is a big difference. But I think there was some male pattern baldness on the video 8, black guy, and he's older, and he's so mad at me. He's so pissed off. Boy, is he mad at me. Hey Todd, have you ever heard about the Carter Farm in Eastern Tennessee? I have not. What's your opinion on it? So I don't know. I live kind of under a rock. I track and walk around the woods, and hey Johnny Moore, thanks for your donation, dude. Awesome. Send me an email, Johnny. I'd like to make sure you got all the stuff, the downloads and everything, the pictures, the photos, all the things that I send in the download. Send me an email, Johnny, at northbigfoot@gmail.com. I'm really trying to keep up with that, but anyways, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Thanks, Daniel. You're so awesome putting up that Patreon thing. Do you think Survivor Man really got sat on? Yes. I'm so convinced he got sat on. That's exactly what they do. I just know how it happened. I know what they did. I just know it. Really, Bri 36. You know what happened? Because I've slept out in the bush with Survivor Man beside him, and he's a deep sleeper, especially when you hike up a mountain and you're exhausted. You had a hard day, and that day was hard. Like, you know, Survivor Man's tough as nails. He's such a tough dude. He's so legit. He's so backcountry tough. But you're exhausted. You sleep deeply. You got beautiful fresh air. The trees around you. You got that fresh smell. You just sleep deeply. And even I snore. He snores. Let's be honest. And I just know what they did. I just know in my heart. What happened is the Sasquatch walked past him and he kept snoring, and they walked right over him because they've done this to me, and he just kept snoring. And I'm saying I know they've done this to me because I pretended to sleep because I was so scared they were walking over me. And then it's like, okay, he's not going to wake up. So they walk right up. He's not waking up. They can hear him snoring. Sit on him. Jiggle your bum around a little bit. And not sit, but, squat on him. People are like, well, if a Sasquatch, well, yeah, right. If a Sasquatch did sit on you, this huge Sasquatch, he'd crush you. Just kind of puts his butt on you. But it's funny, right? And it's comedy. And it's so cool. So, you see the video of Bigfoot ripping 40-foot trees out of the roots ground? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if it's real or not. What's bothersome about that is I think they can do that, but it looks like there might be a little too much power. The problem is, though, you really gotta go look up there, for God's sake. You gotta go check the tracks. Even if it's the day after something, you gotta go substantiate what you saw, and nobody did that, and that goes for authenticity, right? Maybe there was a Sasquatch up there, but why couldn't you go back there 2 or 3 days later and look at the evidence? If there's tracks on the ground from some big machine, it's fake. So, and if not, right? So if you had an encounter, Bigfoot encounter at gmail.com. Thank you, Ontario ITC Research. That's one of my girls, Danielle. It's so awesome helping out. Todd, TY, so much for answering questions. I feel I'm here to answer questions, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm saying stuff that I wouldn't think I ever say. A long time ago, Survivor Man was mentoring me, and I was hanging around him a lot. Some stranger came up to him and said, I love you, Les Stroud, and he hugged her and he said, I love you too. And I was like, man, he doesn't even know this person. He's like saying, I love you. And I was like, Les, I don't think I could ever do that. And he goes, when you appreciate your fans, you start feeling it from your fans, you feel the love, you give it back. And for the first time ever, I'm going to say, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So, and I mean it. You guys are just amazing. You guys are good therapy for me. And I love you guys. These questions, I love this live thing that we do. You guys have incredible questions. You guys are so smart. And you have videos of the one you caught peeking through the fallen trees with the black face and those eyes. Actually, Kevin, no, if, in the documentary, my cameras were all dead. All dead. I got good footage. I did the best I could. They were dead, and I walked up there, and then he whooped my ass. Hi, Todd. Hey, Eli. Tree art, Parkway Hippie. Yeah, I feel like the structures are like art. They're so beautiful, amazing, and intricate. I think they're art. Brilliant. What they do is amazing. When you really look at the dynamics and precisely what's going on, the structures are amazing. They're totally tree art. I think there's a few new mints lagging on the stream, Todd. You're reading comments from delayed. Well, there's so many comments. I'm just rolling through them. I heard about a project on TV about a year ago. Nothing else. Thanks for that, Phil. Now they can sense you even in a ghillie suit? Yeah, Steve, they can, but not if you're wearing, maybe not if you're wearing a HEC suit, human electromagnetic concealment suit. It's like a suit that you can't get electromagnetic signals past. And it works. Do you think Bigfoot are in Montana? Digger, aka Scummy? It's a funny name. I absolutely know they're in Montana. I've been in Montana. I've spent 100 days boots on the ground in Montana. There are Sasquatch in Montana. 100%. You're welcome for answering the questions. Deuce. Hi from Cape Cod. Wow, the Cape. What's your walking pace when camouflaged and searching for them? Oh, it's such a complicated... I mean, I'm never... If I'm trying to get into their habitat and sneak up on them, it's a whole other ballgame. And I haven't done that in years because it's so hard. And most of the time, I know they're aware of me and they're just watching me try to sneak in. They're laughing at me, like, what's this guy think he's doing? So, but my walking pace is as fast as I can walk in the creek. Didn't know that, did you? Maybe you did. But I walk up a creek. That's how I get in and sneak up on them, or I used to, and I haven't done that in years. It's really hard to do that, though. So, what do you think about the Janice Carter story about Fox? I don't know. Northern Idaho Sasquatch. Sorry, I don't have enough. I spend so much time talking with people and looking at footage and doing my own stuff. Hey, Maria Williams, how you doing? Keep hearing people say Bigfoot have the ability to shut your body down with their brain power. Any truth to that? Miss Flintstone. Infrasound. Yes. You can get paralyzed from infrasound, and absolutely they've knocked me on my ass, paralyzed me from infrasound, made me drop to my knees and almost throw up. So absolutely, they will seize you up, freeze you up, kick your butt. When infrasound hits you, it shocks your whole system. It's brutal. So that's absolutely true. Do they migrate long distances? I don't know. I think they'd go long distances for the salmon run, absolutely. And there's so much abundance when the salmon run comes. It'd be a good place to even, theoretically, they should have a gathering when there are salmon runs where, like, the bears will gather in huge groups and be very peaceful because there's so much abundance. So many species will. The bears, the wolves, the bald eagles, they don't care about, they won't hurt each other because they have such abundance when the salmon comes around. So I think they'd probably go a long ways. And when the salmon, the sockeye, and the different salmon that do spawn, it's multiple times a year. So yeah, one day I hope to meet you. I'm in Wisconsin. Hey Rob, yeah, thanks for the donation, Matthew, so much. Do you think Bigfoot uses cloaking mechanism like invisibility? No, they're flesh and blood. Let's not try to make this more paranormal. There might be some truth in if they hit you with infrasound and stun you a certain way, it messes up your perception. But cloaking, I don't know. They're just so good, though, They're so good. Thanks, Parkway Hippie. Thoughts on Mount St. Helens? Yeah, I did. What Bigfoots live in the city? Would Bigfoot live in the city forest? Hell, I sure don't think so. But I don't know. I can't believe Claudia Ackley, where her Sasquatch encounter was. I mean, that's got to be real. I'm so convinced that her footage is real, and it was right, like, I think it was, in the middle of a city area. Not in the middle, but it was close to it. I don't know. It's very perplexing to me how they can do that. And I've heard really good, very convincing sightings of Sasquatch being in weird places right in the middle of the city. So thanks for the serotonin about my bald chin. Lele. Newton. Hi, Todd. Can you come prove their Bigfoot in upstate New York? Well, I'd love to, but again, I can't spread myself thin. I'd love to mentor somebody who's studying them up in upstate New York. So, hey, Todd, I sent you an email today. I've been talking to a guy, Richard Gohart. It's the most incredible video of a mother Bigfoot with her 2 babies in a den. You can see it in the dash in the bush. Well, I'll look at the video, Larry. Thank you so much. I'll have a look at that. And Larry, I sent it to northbigfoot@gmail.com, bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Yeah, I'd love to see that new stuff. I'm looking at lots of stuff. So, but let's be honest, people. I mean, if it's really like blobby and horrible, like I have 100 blob squatch videos. I'm never gonna insult people's intelligence and put them on. I'm never gonna do it. I refuse. I totally refuse. It's not gonna happen. When it's blobby, horrible, crappy stuff, and I don't have anything to substantiate that there's a Sasquatch there, I just don't want to talk about it. So I have such good stuff. Let's talk about that. Let's stay on that. I don't know. Sorry. I just don't want to see the blobby stuff. I live in the deep south side of Columbus. A massive forest surrounding me. BFRO has reported a sighting. Cool, Michael. Good. Yeah. Animals bury food. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Have bears fought Sasquatch before? I know about a bear getting its ass whooped by a Sasquatch. So just real short, just quickly, a day watcher Sasquatch, maybe 7 foot tall, came down out of his spot and whooped the ass of a full-grown grizzly bear, beat its ass. It wasn't even a fight. They have like bear jujitsu. It's like unreal the way they handled that. He handled that bear, and they have no trouble with bears, so at all. Bears are afraid of Sasquatch. That's why I find when I'm in Sasquatch habitat, I see horrifically reduced numbers of bears and mountain lions, and even wolves for that matter. I feel they're as different individuals as we are. Yeah, I totally agree, totally. Has Bigfoot ever mind spoke to you? In weird ways. Like, I don't know. Yes, but it's not as simple as that, right? Like, I don't. There was a night where I was. I felt like I was seeing an image. Like, it was dark and I couldn't tell if my eyes were open and closed, and I could see an image of a hand, and then the hand reached out and touched the tent outside. And I think if that was mind speak, I really feel strongly like that image was in my head, and I've felt that before on many occasions. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that because it's so foreign to me, and I don't want to get this all paranormal and be weird, you know? I'm trying to keep this real science because I'm trying to attract real scientists to this discovery. But yeah, I have to say, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm late getting here. Where are you? I'm in Vancouver, Canada, big city. Yes, they are. Normally they observe from a distance, Steve is saying as an answer. Are there deaf Bigfoot in upstate New York? I don't know. Deaf Bigfoot. Hi, Todd. Please get me on air. I believe in your work so much. Velocity 800. What do you mean get me on air? Like just speak? Velocity 800. There you go. Thanks for your support, dude. Yeah, thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are so... Wow, this has just been so good to me. Cut beard tics. I've been wondering, when settlers settled many years ago and made some Native Americans sick, do you think we could have done the same? Or yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's the reason they're so afraid of us too, is we can make them sick. I don't know. It's smart. But yeah, you know, when I go behind the scenes with the gorillas, they make me put on that mask because my sickness will translate to theirs because we're so close, right? So yeah. Any tips? Bri36, watch all 4 episodes of Survivor Man Bigfoot and watch my documentary. That's my tips for you. And when you're ready for the next piece of information, you know, send me a text or hell, you want to be mentored by me? You know, make a nice fat donation every month, and I'll mentor the hell out of you. I'll help you out big time. I'll you know, I spent, you know, when I started doing this, I spent so much money. If I could have been mentored, I mean, it gets you to a point instead of, you'll waste so much time and money and effort, and mentoring can really help. So, yeah, it's so important, and you know, the research moves forward with donations, with money. It sucks that it has to be that way, but it's just the way it is. Question for Todd: why wouldn't scientists want to prove the species as a missing link? This is definitely not a missing link, but scientists love their conservatism. They love their books, and professors make a living based on what they know. If this is real, and it is real, it throws the whole monkey wrench into their system. So I think most scientists are extremely conservative. They move forward so slowly, and this is such a big jump for them that nobody's willing to take it. Most people aren't brave like you think, and scientists are horrifically conservative. They're taught to be that way. Did you see the video of? Yeah, we already talked about that. What do you think about the Paul Freeman footage? I know Paul Freeman has real stuff. So if Paul Freeman faked his footage, but he's got real stuff. So Paul Freeman's tracks are real. I know I'm quite convinced Paul Freeman faked something. He faked a handprint. I saw it in Jeff Meldrum's thing, and I saw evidence of it being faked, but he's got real handprints, so I don't know what the heck he was doing. But I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But what's the emails for expeditions? Cappy McCappy, go to discoveringbigfoot.org and go to the expeditions page. So I always thought the multiple tree stands, trail cams, blinds, ghillie suit, and expedition route would help capture footage, and I'll set all that up. No, don't do that. Deuce James, no. They'll watch you set up the trail cams. They'll watch you putting up the blinds. So no, don't do that. There's a better way. And it's habituation. It's work with them. Become a student of theirs. Go and show them how much you love the wilderness, and they'll interact with you. And that's what I'm doing now. So, and it works out really well. So, do you think they eat moss? They seem to. No, I don't think they eat moss. Good day from Australia. Good day, Dave. Good day. I say good day all the time. It was Thinker. Hey, Todd, do you think Sasquatch exist in Europe? Nope. I don't think they exist in Europe anymore. I don't know if they ever did. Well, actually, I'm sure they probably did at one point, but, you know, it's amazing when you watch, I'm watching all these documentaries and reading all this science, the damage, like they think that mammoths were wiped out by human people. There was an incredible, I think it's a giant lemur that was the size of a Sasquatch on that lemur island in Madagascar. Human beings wiped that out like 200 years ago. There was like literally a lemur as big as a Sasquatch, like 400-pound lemur, and it walked around. It was possibly bipedal. Humans thought he tasted good, and they killed him and wiped him out. So, man, we got to accept humans are doing stuff to this planet, and we always have been. So, still talk to Survivor Man. I'm always going to be a Survivor Man fan, and if I ever need his help and he ever needs mine, we're just a phone call away. So, I just have nothing but respect and admiration for Les Stroud. I think the world of him. And when I do something big, I call him and tell him, and we talk, and he still mentors me. And yeah, thanks for missing the beard, Mike. What would you estimate other population size in North America? Well, it's in my documentary, and I just threw out a number, 15,000. So average family group size, that's a good question. You know, maybe 10 individuals. I'm just off the top of my head, right? So 10 or less, maybe.